Welcome to my workshop. You are watching Casual DIY channel. And as you can see, I've got this rather large box in front of me with a very unique laser from WeCreat. It does have some really cool features. It does look quite unique. But hey, let's have a look if it's actually as good as they say. And here it is, the machine itself. Well, I told you, it looks a little bit different. However, you'll see the magic happen in just a moment. We're going to put some bits and pieces together. That simple process to set up the machine from the box to a fully working. It's probably going to take you 5-10 minutes, no longer than that. Right, first of all, I think I'm going to get rid of this protective foil from the top to see how lovely this actually looks. There you go, absolutely gorgeous. Obviously this is special material, it's see-through, you can see what's happening inside, and it will protect your eyes from the harmful rays of the laser. Now let's install the tray. It slides just at the bottom here. Right, let's move this about to the other side. Tell you what, this is one heavy machine, I have to say. Let's quickly install the fan port over here. You just need to undo the nuts and just slide that on. Super easy. Secure it back on. Now to this port you can install the hose that comes with this machine, and you do get a clamp for it as well. However, as I said, I've got my own, so I'm going to use mine. Next, what you can do, you've got the Wi-Fi antenna, so you can actually use this machine by, through Wi-Fi with your phone, tablet or computer, anything like that. No issues with that at all. Now it's time to install the air pump for the air assist. You do get the hose for it, so just slide that onto it, and now you can connect it to the machine itself. There's a black port that you need to push through, get the hose in, and that is nice and stable. And then the pump itself actually connects to the machine. There's no extra power bricks, anything like that. The machine itself will dictate when the pump is used, so absolutely fantastic. On top of it, at the back just over here, you've got the USB port, so you can connect this to your computer. And the last port is obviously for the power brick itself. And that's it. We are more or less done. And the last thing that we need to do is just to put in the slat. However, we're going to do that after we switch on the machine itself. And now you'll see the magic happen. Check this out. In the software itself, I'm going to talk you through in a second, you can actually auto level the whole machine to the size, to the thickness of the material you're going to put inside. Absolutely fantastic feature, and I'm going to show you how it works in a moment. On top of it, on the lid itself, just over here, you've got wide angle camera that actually shows you exactly what's inside, and you can place your design in the correct place where you want it. Super great feature. Nice and stable inside. As you can see, that's the module, and everything inside is nice and tidy. And I didn't have to put anything together. It arrives to you as is. Okay, you've got the vent over here with a motor, so all the fumes will be taken out of the enclosure itself. Over here you've got the port for the rotary tool, and yeah, everything in here speaks quality. The design is really unique and quite interesting as well. So let's talk about a few specs when it comes to this machine. The module itself has got 20 watts of power. On top of it, it can engrave up to 600 millimeters per second. As I said, it does have the autofocus camera and the LEDs inside. Plus, the built-in air assist will make your cutting tasks a lot cleaner and better quality. And this machine is FDA Class 1 certified. That means it's safe, okay? The design allows it to be used, for example, in an office environment, as long as you've got the ability to vent out the fumes. And because how it's built and how it operates, you can actually put items in there that are up to 140 millimeters in thickness. And the work area is 11.7 inches by 16.5 inches. And when it comes to some safety features, you've got the lid on top that will filter the blue light from your laser. On top of it, as you decide to, for some reason, open the lid, it will automatically stop the laser from working. But when you put it down, press the button and it will resume where it stopped. On top of it, as I said, it also does have the fume extraction, which is super important in a busy environment and making sure your air is clean. So that's all the nice and fancy options here, guys, the features and all that. But the most important thing is how it actually works. Are these features any good? Well, I'm going to test that out on a project I've got prepared for this machine. Let me just put the material inside, and it's 5mm plywood. That's going to be the first thing that we're going to be sorting out. We're going to be engraving this and cutting as well. Okay, this is the software that you need to download for this machine. It's WeCreat Make It. To be fair, it's actually super similar to the software that the X-tool uses as well. It's quite intuitive, it's quite simple to use, and you've got all the settings that you would need. So I already got my project, it's just over here. So it's Daniel's weekly chore board. So Daniel's, that's my son. And yeah, he's definitely gonna like this, as you know, at the end of the week there may be a small reward if he finishes all the tasks every day. The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna engrave all the letters, all the signs, and then we're gonna cut the rest of the items. But first of all, let's set up our laser. In the right top corner, we've got the refresh button. We're gonna press that, and automatically we're gonna see the photo of what's inside of our laser. Okay, I can now move our project onto that piece and position that exactly where we want it. That's absolutely a fantastic feature. You don't have to mess around. There we go, more or less in the middle of our board. Next, what the software does offer you, you can select every single item to be either engrave, fill engrave or cut, okay? So the red lines for me, as the layers indicate at the bottom here, the red one, that's cutting. And 5mm plywood, I'm going to be cutting at 100% power and 4mm per second. Where it comes to the black layer, that's engraving, fill and engrave, 100% power and 370mm per second. You also can select the material you want to use for this, and actually in the software itself it will show you what settings you can use for best results. I think that's pretty cool. So now we can engrave everything and cut everything at the same time. Okay, so with all that done, the settings are here. We're just gonna press start. That's right at the top over here. You see, it actually didn't allow me to proceed because we didn't autofocus. On the right hand side, just over here, you've got the autofocus button. We're gonna press that and look what happens. The machine itself is gonna lower itself down. It will automatically autofocus, so that's now sorted. You don't have to do any measurements, anything like that. It will do it for you. Absolutely brilliant feature. I love this. So I'm just gonna press the start button. It's gonna take about 50 minutes and 16 seconds to engrave and cut everything out. So I'm just gonna press send it to the laser, and now I need to press the button on the machine itself. And as you can hear it, it's actually pretty quiet, which is very good, especially if you want to use this in an office environment or, you know, somewhere where noise could be an issue. And the first part of our project is now finished. Let's have a look at the results. With this 20-watt unit, the module itself, you know, cutting 5mm plywood is absolutely nothing to it. No issues at all. So there you go, nicely cut out, no overburn. Same at the back, no issues at all. Lovely engravement. Quite happy with the results so far, and I wasn't messing too much with the settings yet, but now let's cut out the rest of the parts. So now I'm just going to be cutting out the back panel, and after that the smiley faces and the sad faces as well. I really do like that there's no measurement, there's nothing. The camera shows me exactly where I can put my design. The autofocus does everything else. Really, really quite impressed with this machine, guys. I think they came out really nice, smiley little faces. Right, I'm going to take everything out and we're going to head over to the next step. Okay then, so we've got more or less everything cut out. I've got the main board. I do have the storage that will be attached to this board for the smiley faces and for the sad faces as well. However, what I want to do is actually add a background to the faces themselves. So for example, I've got this 1mm thick felt. Okay, it's actually fairly stiff and I'm going to glue them on the back of these faces. However, I want to have them absolutely perfect. So I'm going to use this laser to actually cut the circles out so then I can glue them on. And obviously I do have green, as you've seen, for the smiley faces, and I've got red for the sad faces as well. So yeah, I think it's going to look really, really cool, and with correct settings we can definitely cut felt as well without causing fire. And in my case, the settings for this 20-watt module are 80% power and 50mm per second. Now, one thing that you need to do when using materials like these, which are, well, light, you need to tape them down. The reason for that is the air assist when cutting can actually blow them away or move them, and you definitely don't want that. So I'm just using a bit of silver tape to actually tape it down to the slats themselves. And there you go, that's how it looks like. Inside we've got the photo of our felt. I've got the first circle there. I'm just going to make a few more copies so we've got enough for every single face. Okay, and now what's left to do is just to put everything together, i.e. glue everything together. So for the main board itself, I'm actually going to be using wood glue and a bit of CA glue as well for the initial quick grab so I can carry on with the project. So as you can see, we've got the cutouts on both pieces, and basically that will allow that back to be there, and the shelf itself will have a better attachment to the whole thing. So yeah, let me just wax some glue on this. I'll just make sure everything's aligned correctly. Could probably put a pin in there just to make sure it is. That's from the shelf that we made, which we're going to put together in a second. Put some weight on it and let it cure. Now as this cures, we can actually put the shelf together. This time I'm only going to be using CA glue. And now we can attach our shelf to the main board. Again, bit of CA will be just enough. And to be absolutely honest with you, the friction fit in here, it will also do the job. Alright, I'm going to leave this for about 15 or 20 minutes before we continue, but now we can go over to the smiley and the sad faces to add the felts. I think they're going to look absolutely awesome. There we go, all done. And now it's time for the final step. I'm just going to apply a bit of spray varnish to the whole thing, just to give it a bit of protection. And check this out, guys. I think it came out absolutely brilliantly. And you know, it's a good way to motivate your kids, and my son does need sometimes a bit of motivation. And I think this will do the trick. And obviously you can establish maybe some rewards for a certain amount of positive smiley faces. Now, how would I hang this? I don't like to drill holes in my house in the walls, so I've got these special double-sided tapes that can hold a significant amount of weight. But obviously there's other ways you can hang this, and I will be giving you free files for this design, no fees at all. Just follow the link down below in the description of this video to get a free copy of this. And it's a vector file, so you can basically adjust anything. So if you want to use a different method of hanging this, you can just burn 2 holes on each corner here at the top and just use any hardware you want to hang this up. I think this is absolutely brilliant, and the felt is adding that extra layer, well, of coolness. It looks really, really good. And obviously the small notch over there will allow you to take the faces out with no issues at all. So yeah, absolutely brilliant project, and that's all thanks to the WeCreat. Brilliant machine, plenty of power for cutting and engraving. The way it's designed and the way you can operate it makes it a very safe tool to use. So perfect for a busy office or workshop environment as well. There's no dust going inside. The fumes, tell you what, that's one of the things I want to mention with the fumes. Obviously, you've got the fan at the back of the machine, and I have to say, as it operates, there was plenty of cutting here, guys. No smell outside of the machine at all. Obviously, you do need a vent or a window nearby so you can actually install the piping. But yeah, very good quality with that. Now, I can't wait to see my son's face when he sees this board and the chores he will have to do every day. Well, let's call it responsibilities. Responsibilities, that sounds a lot better. And yeah, that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and don't go just yet, because I do have really cool 2 playlists over here for you. And if you still got a few minutes spare, check them out, and maybe you'll find your next video there to watch. Take care.